Hello, my little Sour Patch Kids. I'm Bunny, and today we're going to be talking about TAMAKUZ. Look, I know we all have our opinions, but lolly aside, this is completely unrelated. This is Aiden. He has done an amazing cuties dub and posted it online for everyone to see. It ended up getting a ton of views and also introduced a lot of American fans into cuties, which, of course, I'm a huge fan of. Okay, now my favorite cuties dub has to be the one by Grey Dubs. The voice direction will just always be so...
What a pity that such a handsome young man turned out to be a damn psycho!
But that's neither here nor there. What we're actually here to talk about is how the fandom has been treating Aiden since he's created the cuties dub. It's been so bad that it's caused him to not only quit doing cuties in general, but quit his channel as a whole because of how badly this has taken a toll on his mental health.
Nope, we're done. No more cuties English dub. The fan base was so toxic that I had to stop. I've privated all the videos except for the first one for now. Mainly, I don't want TAMAKUZ blowing up my channel. If I get 3 strikes, my channel doesn't exist anymore. I do kind of find it funny that the catalyst for all of this was TAMAKUZ acknowledging my existence. I find that absolutely hilarious.
And turns out it's not just because of the fans alone, but because of TAMAKUZ herself. In a recent post that he made about him doing his Massacre voice and talking about how toxic the fandom has been treating him and reacting in general and making false accusations, TAMAKUZ commented on his video going, "Who the fuck are you?" Which is an insane way to say hi, but you know what? Okay, TAMAKUZ, I see you. Assert your dominance, queen, like the alpha bitch you are. Now, if you don't know who TAMAKUZ is and you think I'm being... well, rude. TAMAKUZ is an artist, aka the creator of cuties, who posts a lot of fandom art and fandom content in general on the Russian platform called VK. They also have a Twitter, a YouTube, and several other platforms that they also do their art on. TAMAKUZ has gotten a ton of controversies under their belt, Some valid, some not valid. It's kind of a mix of both. And while talking about cuties, I want to start off by saying Ushka is 18. Despite comparisons, Ushka is an 18-year-old woman, and she looks as such, so don't say anything. She's an 1,000-year-old demon, guys. She's an 1,000-year-old demon. And besides, this is not a video to TAMAKUZ. This is a video to highlight the awful fandom and just overall neglect that TAMAKUZ has been having towards their fandom and their fandom's behaviors. We were supposed to welcome Aiden with open arms, but instead people decided to do the exact opposite of that. People have been criticizing him for his voice acting skills, even though he did amazing, and also criticizing him for the fact that he's a minor voice acting in an 18+ film, even though that is incredibly common. Alright, editor Marley here. It's not like he's voice acting for a character that is openly sexual and doing sexual things in nature, because Mimi is viewing him in a somewhat sexual light because of her own Stockholm Syndrome in her own private character. It's not like he's actively voicing scenes and doing or saying explicit things as, a minor. So I had to go ahead and add that here and clarify. And keep in mind earlier when I said he's a minor, because Aiden is 16 years old at the time. So everything going forward is from TAMAKUZ and TAMAKUZ's fandom towards a 16-year-old.
TAMAKUZ gets surprised that a popular English dub of her show exists. Then some people talk about it privately, right, on one of their message boards or whatever. TAMAKUZ didn't seem to care that much, as you can see here. She did make a weird joke about me jerking off or something, even though I'm 16. It was funny though. Dude, it was funny. I'll give her that, bro. It was pretty funny.
I am so sorry to Aiden, but TAMAKUZ making a joke about a 16-year-old Jack-in-the-boxing it is not that was not on my 2026 bingo card, and okay, you know what, just okay. Especially with TAMAKUZ being 20, 21, if I, correct me if I'm wrong, that is never, making a joke like that about a child is never okay, whether the child is okay with it or not. I'm just going to clarify that. You say it to the viewers out there. If an adult is talking about you Jack in the Boxing it, that is not okay. I'm just going to put that out there. Now, on Aiden's live, he said he was okay with it because it was, quote-unquote, none of his business. And like you saw in the video, because he said it was funny. So I'm not going to go after TAMAKUZ for that specifically. I just thought I'd put that and add this in here because I felt like it added a little more pretense to this situation with how much TAMAKUZ just is so nonchalant and casual about this whole situation, because it leads into a good segue about how I want to talk about TAMAKUZ's reactions to the mistreatment that her fans have towards voice actors, towards artists, just in general, because she refuses to address anything, but she's willing to address things as trivial as a boy on the internet Jack in the Boxing it, or him going ahead and making critiques about the fandom, rightfully so, because of how they've been treating him, going as far as trying to dox him, threatening to dox him over littlest of things, threatening to find him, threatening a whole bunch of different shit over essentially nothing. They threaten him whether he wants, because they don't want him to continue the show, because they don't like him just in general, or because they want him to continue doing the show as if he was the one who made it, which he's not. He's just doing a random kid on the internet doing a dub, which is not worth your time negatively, not worth any negative attention from you as a creator. But none of that attention or effort goes into things that actually matter in your fandom, like everything that goes, literally just everything. Like, she doesn't address anything, and I think that's my problem, where she'll comment about trivial shit like this, but not things that actually matter, when it is her responsibility to kind of, not hall monitor, but like, at least try, for the love of God, if you're gonna address shit like this. And I'm aware that it's not her fault that her fandom space is predominantly consistent of minors, but I feel like some of the responsibility does lie on her to ask her fans to behave, especially when they're doxing and harassing creators, alongside behaving unhealthily with the characters she created and the dynamics that she created. But young teens talking about how they want to be taken advantage of, like Ushka, etc. She has time to be rude to YouTubers in comment sections, but not time to fix things that she actively contributes to, or at least make an attempt to help. Like, especially to me specifically, it makes it so much worse when they're making art of the movie Lolita with Massacric and Ushka in the roles of the characters and acting like, oh, that's how their dynamic is, and then making weird pain and pleasure merch. It's like it's mixing the meaning, and it makes it come off as fetishy, and that's weird, to make something so serious come off as fetishy, like such serious topics. Wouldn't be saying this if it wasn't such a popular theme in Cuties specifically. Like, artists can make whatever they want to do with their creations. Like, if I made a show that came off a certain way and then made art that came off a different way, that would be fine. But when you're making a show with serious themes and topics of Stockholm Syndrome, abuse, emotional and physical, and then you go and you make art of those characters, public art, mind you, of those characters as lolly figurines, and them smashing it, and them bumping uglies, and then go and make public merch, where it's like, oh, she's kind of into it, and like, it's like, yeah, it hurts, but in a good way. It's just like it's very fetishy, and it's rare where Tamaku specifically doesn't like strays away from the fetish art. And when they do, it's absolutely beautiful. But I am getting off track. I'm gonna try to stay on track by talking about when enough is enough in a fandom. And especially when it gets to the point where your fans bullied a teenager off of the internet. Like that, I feel like that should be the catalyst for you to be like, oh shit, I gotta come out here and be like, hey guys, no. Or like, I know not Gooseworks, fucking TAMAKUZ doesn't speak English all that well or whatever, but they're clearly aware of the situation. Like, they're clearly fully aware of what's going on, since they're having conversations and doing commenting and doing all that at it. So so when your fans go and bully a teenage boy off the internet that you're talking, not even, I wouldn't say negatively, but just so passive aggressively about, and so like genuinely just rude about and towards, I feel like it is your responsibility to say something, just anything, because that's not something I would picture anyone would want. They wouldn't want a young voice actor to lose their passion so early on. Like, one of the things that he had a problem with was people, quote unquote, LARPing his show Space Bros, which I've watched all of Space Bros. I think it's really cute. I like it as like a beginning project for him. I think that the animation is, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's growing. It's cute. The voice acting is cute. I like the humor. It's really like close to my humor a lot. Like, it gives the vibes of that show, that YouTube series Insider Trading, which is really funny. It's such a funny show. Like, go check it out if you haven't seen it. But it gives me Insider Trading level of like humor vibes, and like just like it's like baby insider trading, and I I like it a lot. So I'm excited to see how that show progresses and turns into, like, you know, something else, because I wanna stick around and see where this goes. But it sucks that Aiden completely left the channel, and of course all props, all love to the new girl that is taking it over. But he will be missed, because like, I'm not saying it's like he's not dead, guys. Like, he's still there, he's still voice acting and shit, but like, he will be missed in the sense that like losing that that original spark that he had when talking and doing these things, because of how aggressive her fans were towards him, and threatening and demanding and entitled, and just overall just horrible the fandom was to him. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I forgot to talk about the fans that broke into his Discord server, which, quote, allegedly some of Tamakuz's friends were in there too. I don't know how true that is, because it was a bunch of shit that was going on. But a bunch of Psycho Cuties fans broke into his server and started hating on him, sending hate towards his show, and a bunch of different stuff. Just went on paragraph after paragraph talking about some, like, oh, this is what's wrong with your show, all stuff, like just unsolicited advice that nobody asked for, because, once again, because of the video of him critiquing the fandom, which was fair, especially with how they've been treating him. But they broke into his server and did a whole bunch of chaos, and so he had to shut his server down, or close down his server. So that was a thing that happened. I'm so sorry. My condolences. Anyways, that'll be all for today, my little Sour Patch Kids. And as always, I'll see you guys on the flip side. Shout out to the new girl that's taking over Small Town Studios. And let me know if you want me to make more long-form content, maybe a lot more organized than this one. I kind of rushed it because it is fucking hot as hell where I am right now. I'm melting in my seat. God help me. God help me.